Good morning. How the devil are you? Oh, all my lights have gone off. It's a bit dark here. Hold on. Let me get my phone. There we go. Everyone can see me now. Can everyone see me? There we go. All the lights have gone off. All the lights have gone off. Well, you know what time it is. It's Sunday morning. It's 10 o'clock. It's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath Show. Let's get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all, hope you're well, hope you're good. How are you feeling? How are you feeling after the holders, yes, the holders of the FA Cup got through to the fourth round? That's saying the holders of the FA Cup. Absolutely fantastic feeling. Few good mornings. Morning, Mark Harrison, my Norfolk Fox. Maz, how the devil are you? Morning, whoever that is. I'm not sure who that is. Morning, Facebook. You just click on that link. That's all you have to say. Ken, I could have done with your electricity skills a few minutes ago because my lights went off. I've sorted it without you, so not a problem. So morning, Anthony, how the devil are? There we go. Let's get the comments in. Matthew, morning, how are you? Jeff, how are you? Morning, Jono, how are you? There's lots of people coming on at the minute. Morning, Jamie. The famous Foxes Aftermath gave a lights out performance. Yes, they did. Morning, boss. How are you? I'm good. Morning, Pete. Just click on the link. That's all you got to do. Just click on that link that says Facebook. It doesn't mean StreamYard link. It doesn't mean anything. It just lets them use your name. That's all. Morning, Derek. How are you? Morning, Nick. Leicester City. We play in the dark. We play in the dark. I can't sing the rest of it. Right, let's get going, shall we? What did people think? The first thing I want to say about Leicester yesterday, we should be so proud of the club yesterday. 10 academy players. Yes, 10 academy players were in that squad. Into the next round with only 8 fit players at the start, 17 out. Absolutely fantastic performance. Unfortunately, I can't see the Everton game being on, unfortunately. But the young players that played yesterday, that might change the Premier League's mind that these young players played. They're part of the first team squad. But we'll have to wait and see. On that note, I'm going to bring in somebody that was here, that was at the game yesterday, not here with me, but that was at the game. Young Reedy. How the devil are you, Reedy? Are you good?
I'm good, mate.
I managed to get my lights on. It was a bit of a shock when the lights went off.
Yeah, we can see you all, mate.
Good. So come on then. You were there, pal. What did you think? What did you think the performances to the players?
I'll firstly give a shout out to Craig because he did say that he thinks Chowdhury probably should have gone into centre back yesterday. And to be honest, I was a bit hesitant. I think most people would know that Chowdhury for me is kind of a red or yellow card waiting to happen, just the amount of challenge he does make. But at the centre-back role yesterday, he just played out of the park. I don't know what he did. I think it was because he didn't really have much option to not do much. He had to just clear whatever he could, do what he could to get it out of the defensive area. So for me, he was probably man of the match easily. But like I say, the team performance yesterday, to say it was a half kind of squad with a load of youngsters in it, it was pretty good for me.
Derek's asked a question here: who was rested and not injured? I don't think anyone was rested.
No.
I think to be honest, Derek, I think most of them were injured, weren't they? Or at the AFCON. I don't think anyone was rested. We couldn't rest anybody. Only Schmeichel, sorry. Casper, he was the only one that got rested, weren't it? Yeah, Jono agrees. I thought Hamza did a cracking job. I was a bit surprised. When you saw the team sheets, did you think Lewis Brunt was going to be at centre half? Or did you think that it was going to be Chad? Because until Tom from the content team sent us a photo of them warming up, I ain't got a clue. I just thought, Lewis Brunt, centre half. But I was quite surprised, wasn't it?
With the team lineup and how they line up on the picture, it always starts with defence, midfield, and then attack. So then I saw Brunt in there. I thought, okay, he's obviously our defender. Then we put Chad in midfield. But then Tom was saying about when they were in the training, like the warm up and whatnot, they were training as the centre backs and the defensive. And I was just like, okay, fair play to him then.
Read it. You could be getting sacked in the morning. Read that comment from the boss. Why do you always disagree with the boss for?
I don't know. I don't disagree, mate. I've got to admit, there's a lot of people in this chat that I think that would probably agree that Chadri is like a bit of a rash player at times. Maybe I'm not too sure. For me, he did make a few mistakes yesterday, but I can't fault what he did.
You can't fault for what he did. Just on Andrew's question, are these academy players allowed to play in the Premier League? Because I don't think they're registered in our squad. They are registered in the under-21 squad, aren't they? There's like a 25-man squad, and then there's I don't know what you call it, a B team squad, not a B team squad, an under-23 squad. And if you can name as many as you want.
Well, like you say, someone like James Justin's going into that sort of team, isn't he?
Yeah, for Fafana, it's still only 20, so he is in the under-21 squad. So, yeah, I think they can play. You can bring as many as you want, under-21s as you want there, Andrew. So it's not a problem, but it's the way that you work it. I don't know how the Premier League are going to work it, because we've only got 8 fit players, haven't we, for Tuesday night's game? Yeah, I know. I'm just going to... Yeah, hold on. You wait, Reedy, until in the office tomorrow. I'm probably pleased Johnny Evans is out until April. Yes, you probably are pleased Johnny Evans is out. But that's enough about the injured players. We're on about yesterday. Will Alves, what did you think to him yesterday? I know he only had a short period because he only came on for the last 15 minutes because he didn't want to tire himself out for his paper round this morning. He wanted to get up early for his paper round. He looked young, didn't he, Reed? He looked younger than you.
To be honest, I didn't know what age he was until after the game.
He's 16. He's 16 and 16 years and 343 days. He's the 8th youngest ever Leicester City debut, but he's the youngest in the FA Cup for Leicester as well.
Yeah.
And here's a quick question for you. Probably won't know this, really, because you're a bit young for this. Who is the youngest ever Leicester City debutant? If you know, really, don't say it just yet. There's a question for you. Everyone out there, who is the youngest ever Leicester City debutant? Answers in the comments. Let's see what anyone gets it. Oh, he's been reading up. Hey, Ashley Chambers, first person to get it. Ashley Chambers, Andrew Sheba. There you go. He was 15 years old when he played back in 2005 against Blackpool.
No chance.
No, way before your time anyway. So Alves, let's get back to Alves. What did you think of him in his little cameo appearance?
When he came on, I think he made that one run down the wing, back by the byline of the goal line, and then put a cross in. For me, that's the only thing I really saw of him, of any attacking wise, and he looked quite fast. But for me, I don't know. I didn't really see much of Alves, but he looks a promising player, I must admit. But there's a lot of other players that in that youth kind of side that I thought, do you know what? They look quite good.
I mean, you said Lewis Brunt, didn't you? You said Hamza was going to be your man of the match. For me personally, I think it was Lewis Brunt because he came on at centre. He came on as central midfielder, didn't he? He's like a defensive midfielder. Then he had at half time, which I thought was a cracking decision by Rodgers to take Campbell off because that was a red card waiting to happen, wasn't it? He was so lucky. I mean, I had it on the TV yesterday because, like everyone knows, I can't get to the games as regularly as you can. He actually slipped just before. But then he tried to rugby tackle him as he went down with his shoulder. He tried to shoulder him. And I thought, oh, bloody hell, here we go.
But I'm sorry, but that should never have happened. That should never even got there because Yuri Tillemans on the other side of the pitch should have easier been even a yellow card or even easier foul.
Oh, yeah. That was when he got knocked over and he went stumbling, didn't he, down the touchline? Yes. Ian Frisbee says, I was very impressed with all the young lads and they look confident on the ball. And you know who looked most confident, I thought, was, hold on a minute, wait for it, Madivadu. Is that how you pronounce it?
Don't know.
The young Portuguese lad. He's 19, Madivadu.
When he came on for, was it Campbell? He got, I can't remember, but I thought, because obviously who came off, I think it was one of the defended side.
Yeah, Campbell came off. And he came on at half time.
Yeah,
the number 54.
And that's where I thought he'd be into the defensive side area. But I think Brunt went to the left back, isn't he? And then
I think he's a bit like KDH. He's one-footed. He's left-footed, and he had some decent skills. There was a little bit from Brunt on the edge of the penalty box where he flicked it over his shoulder and just strolled away with the ball as confident as anything for a 21-year-old. I mean, you've got to remember that these players that came in yesterday. Lewis Bunt was only 21. Daley Campbell's only 20. Casey McAteer was 20. Will Alves was 16. The number 54, Madi Validou, was only 19. And there's other people on that. You got Luke Thomas, you got KDH, Hamza and Barnes. It's a young looking team. And out of them 8 or 9 I just mentioned, 6 of them are from Leicester, are born and bred in Leicester. That's a pretty good going, that is, isn't it?
I don't know. For me, it just gives me a bit of confidence. Like you say, you don't know if the Everton's going to go ahead. I think realistically, it probably should do, because we can't really keep getting cancelled games and then extend the league even further. Because this is the reason why they've been put in this area the season, because they ain't got really anywhere else to put them, really. So,
it's like Matthew's agreeing with you. The future is bright, isn't it? The future really does look bright, doesn't it? If these youngsters, I know a lot of the youngsters that play don't push on, do they? I mean, like Ashley Chambers, I said, was the youngest one. I think he only played about 4 or 5 games for Leicester. The youngest ever player, the youngest ever league player, Dave Buchanan, he didn't play many games as well. It was just one of these things. Sometimes the youngsters don't push on, unfortunately. But I think these now, they might be in the background a bit, but I think
this is where they need to push on now, though, because they've got the chance to play. I think even half time, I don't know what his name is. I'm not too sure. I'd say I don't want to butcher the name up, but the Portuguese guy, he was getting warmed up at half time. I was like, okay, he's coming on. And then he came on. I was just like, he's sick. He's brilliant.
He is. He's Portuguese, so he's had a lot of skill, hasn't he?
This is where you get. This is the time where now everyone's out, or you've got a few weeks to play. Show what you've made of, and actually try and get on the bench at least.
William Robinson said, to be honest, the way Everton looked yesterday, I think they would beat them. Yeah, they did. They haven't looked very good, have they? Unfortunately, my mate Small Boy, the future's bright, the future's blue. Hey Ken, did you fix the lights yesterday? I mean, that was the only worry for Watford, wasn't it? The lights going out again. Let's just quickly bring Sean in. Get Sean's views for a couple of minutes. Morning, Sean. You all right, pal?
I'm fine, you?
Good. What did you think? Did you go yesterday, or did you watch it, or go, or listen on the radio, pal?
I went down to the match.
You went down to the match. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Who would be your favourite player yesterday? Your man of the match?
Yes. Sheldry.
Hamza, yes, he played well, considering he's never played there before. He played really well, didn't he, Sean?
Yeah.
The draw's later on today, pal.
Yeah.
Who would you?
5 o'clock.
Yeah, who would you want in the next round?
Well, I did wanted that pool, but no choice. I out now, but if it was me, I would choose I would choose Hull.
Would you want a home game, Sean? Would you want a home game?
Yes.
And would you want one against a Premier League team or a team lower down? Lower down.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. My team, I would pick, would be Hartlepool. Because I've got a few friends up there, the old monkey hangers.
Yeah.
It would be Hartlepool for me. Reader, you're laughing at that because I've said monkey hangers. That is their nickname, so I'm not abusing anybody. I'm not taking
I'm not laughing at that, mate. I just prefer a bigger team. I prefer a bigger team and try and knock them out.
It's the proper name, monkey hangers. I'm not taking the mickey. That is their nickname, the monkey hangers. So I'm not having a go at anybody. Like I said last night to Elijah. Elijah looked at me a bit funny as well when I said that. That is the proper name. Covert home, Covert the KP. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, Steve? Sean, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Had no choice yesterday. We had no choice. Oh, he's talking to someone else. I've seen you, Gray. I'll bring you on in a second, pal. Lower down league to help them out financially. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I was gutted for Dewsbury.
He got injured though, didn't he? So it's a bit of a It'd have been nice for him to play, but he was injured, weren't he? All right then, Sean, I'm going to let you go because I've got others wanting to come on. Just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Give us a quick, just in case, Sean, the play on Tuesday night. Give us a quick, you know what we want from you, Sean.
Come on, Leicester.
Come on, Leicester. That's what we want. We'll see you later, Sean. Cheers for joining this morning.
It's all right.
All right. Morning, Gray. How are you, pal?
Morning.
There you go. Oh, you sound well this morning, don't you? Scott Chapman. Is Jamie still Rogers out? Which Jamie? Old Jamie or young Jamie? At the minute, it's growing on me. There's an improvement, but we've only had the youngsters in the team, haven't we, with Gray at the minute? But it's getting better. The youngsters are showing how things are changing. And if things change more, Scott, then yeah, I'll jump onto the other side of the fence. I've said, prove me wrong, which I hope people do. Prove me wrong. Right, enough of Rogers out. We're talking about the holders, Gray. The holders of the FA Cup going through to the 4th round. You went yesterday, didn't you, pal?
Yes, mate. Yeah, took the wife. This is why the voice has gone.
Is she near you this morning?
Yeah, she's straightening her hair at the minute. So she's loving it, peace and quiet. But I said on Friday night on Reedy's show that, you know, if we got a draw or got a 2-1, or even if we lost, as long as the lads turned up and gave everything, because I didn't know what team was going to be out, I'd be happy. I wouldn't have liked it going to a game where we don't give our best and everything else. But wow, what a game! It was just buzzing down there. It wasn't anywhere near full, but they made the noise, and everyone who put that shirt on yesterday. I can't say a bad thing about anyone. I mean, you probably put Vestergaard, but
yeah. Well, no, he didn't play that bad yesterday.
He's just a cart horse, isn't he, Jamie? I think you're doing for pace, mate.
Not with my dodgy knees at my age, pal. You know me. The only time I used to be able to run when someone says it's your round.
Always getting around.
All right then. Yeah. All right then. Great. Who would your man of the match be from yesterday? Everyone, put in the comments who's their man of the match to be.
Hamza.
John O says your voice is a bit squeaky this morning.
Yes, mate.
Joe Pasquale. I never saw him. Get on you there. Get on you there. Cool then. Great. Reedy said. You said Chowdhury, didn't you, Reedy?
Yeah, but I've gone outside shell. I would say.
Okay, then we'll come back to you in a second. Come on then, Gray. Who would your man of the match be from yesterday?
Hamza all day long.
Yeah.
And
is that because of the way he played, or just because he got dropped in at the deep end and had to play at centre half and played well, or was it his all-round performance?
All-round performance, mate. There was a point in the second half where it looked like Chowdhury had been done and Vestergaard had been done, and all of a sudden Chowdhury stole the ball from him in the 18-yard box. And it was like, I was expecting the back of the net to go and it'd be like 3-2. And I was like, oh, we're flipping that because he got back. It was just everywhere. And
I mean, Rogers came out with that comment yesterday, didn't it? Rogers came out with that comment yesterday. He's the new Javier Mascherano, which I'm not quite sure he's that standard just yet, but I know what he's coming from.
I think we've found potential new centre back to pair up with Cags
in the Premier League. Do you think in the Premier League, really?
I think for a sub, it could be a good. Like obviously, if somebody's out like we are now, he's perfect. He could perfectly fit in there probably now. But
Andy Meadows has made a fair point. To be fair, Watford forwards didn't really offer a lot yesterday. So was it an easier game? I mean, you think you've got Everton and Burnley. Burnley next week. If we have to play with Chowdhury at Burnley. As much as he played well, Burnley are fighters and scrappers, and they elbows and everything. Will Chowdhury be able to do as good as John? That's
he'll give as good as he gets.
He'll give as good as he gets. He did a cracking job yesterday. I don't think we'll be able to do it. Maybe like if one of them gets injured and he has to drop down there for half hour, yeah. But I don't think for a full 90 minutes, unfortunately.
Apparently, is it Sunchi should be back for that day? I think
they're saying it, but. They said Vardy was only going to be out for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden he's out for 8 weeks.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, but Will Robinson has said about Burnley are tragic this year. Burnley are not tragic, but you know what you're going to get against them, unfortunately, don't you?
Chris flipping Wood.
Yeah. Are you going, Jamie, Reedy, to the Burnley game?
Should be, yeah. If it goes ahead.
Are you going Tuesday night as well? If it's on,
should be if it goes ahead, yeah.
Yeah. So what, John? Gray, sorry, John.
Yes, mate.
Sorry. What did you think to the young lads? Like, we haven't talked about Casey McAtee. I know he came off about 20 minutes. It was second in his appearance. He looked quite good, didn't he?
Yeah, it was the one. It was the one in the first. Was it Braybrook, the guy with the hair, big blonde hair?
Yeah, he didn't come on, did he? He didn't come on.
Did you not?
No, Braybrook didn't come on.
I thought.
God, how many beers did you have?
I only had the one, mate.
Really? Oh, were you driving then, were you?
Yes,
you were designated driver.
Designated driver, yeah. All the young boys, you can't say anything. And some of them had the gall to do some trickery in the middle of the park and made them look stupid.
Yeah,
these are season-long Premier League players, and our under-23s have just done some skills that have just made them look absolutely stupid in an FA Cup game. For them to have the gall to be able to pull it off when everyone was watching them, the fans knowing how important yesterday was with how many first teamers we've got out. Hats off to them. Can't fault them one bit.
Keith Goddard's loving your shirt. Great. He's loving your shirt. A bit of old school.
Yes, old school.
Bit of old school. Will Alves, Reedy's already talked about him. The young lad, the 16-year-old that came on, that went to, I think you went Brookvale as well, didn't you, Gray?
Yes, I did, mate, yeah.
So, yes, you are, Reedy. Brookvale is a quality school. Me and Gray both went to it and you didn't. So that's. I bet you're feeling a bit left out now, ain't you, pal?
So where did you go then, Reedy?
Huh?
What college did you go? High school?
Which school did you go to, pal?
Oh, the one in Eastleigh.
The one in Eastleigh. Oh, that's well out of the way. Great. Yeah. Too posh for us, that was, wasn't it? Too posh for us. What did you think to him? 16. Making 16-year-old making his debut. I mean, I was where was I? I wasn't even thinking about 6. I was thinking about bird and booze at the age of 16. What was he thinking about?
It was fantastic, wasn't it? But I'm not going to say, and even if they'd done a foot wrong or whatever, I wouldn't say anything because everyone was just fantastic. Everyone was just fantastic, and my missus is a Madders fan, and he's not let her down. So she's seen him play twice, seen him score twice. So she was over the moon.
Apparently, he was Leicester's man of the match, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was going to ask. Is that what they said? Madders was man of the match for
on their Twitter. It was, yeah.
Right. I had it on Premier Sports. I didn't hear who they said from Ireland. I didn't hear who they said was man of the match. But for me, it was Lewis Brunt going into the debut and having to play in 2 different places, your central defensive midfielder and a left back as well. That's why I get. And he looked quite good as well. So
you could have got a better photo of him though.
I did it this morning just after I got up, pal. The quickest. That's him. That's from yesterday.
I know, but
it looks like he's dancing.
Looks like he's got a fuck in his hand, like you used to at the guitar break.
I do think what Rodgers did with Hamza at the end of the game, walking round to SK1.
I didn't see that. I was
gone. He was doing like that when he pointed to him.
They embraced, they had a hug, and then Brendan had his arm around him and was going like this. And Hamza got a standing ovation. Well, everyone was standing up leaving, but he got an ovation as well, and it was quite emotional, really. It was nice because I know he gets stick and that on people's shows, not mentioning any names, him in the middle, but no, he was brilliant. I'm glad I called it on Friday, and I'm glad he didn't let us down. So if you want to drop me out, mate, because I've got to go shopping. And
one last question. Elijah was asking last night. Come on then. The draw's at 5:00 on ITV, everyone. So make sure you're watching.
Yeah.
Who do you want in the next round?
Cov
at home. What, to give the smaller clubs a bit of financial stability? Give them some money? Or just see him get stuffed?
See him get stuffed, mate. You know, when I don't know if you were at the game, Jamie, when Leicester were in financial ruin and we were sending the buckets round to all the players. I don't know. We were playing Coventry at home, and Birch was doing his speech on the pitch, and the Coventry fans were singing something like "Hope you go, boys." They're just being Coventry and being rude. And Birch turned round to him on the microphone and says, "I hope this happens to you someday."
Yeah. Yeah.
Coventry home, stuff them 6-0.
A lot of people have said Cov, Forest. I don't know. I wouldn't want them to have the bragging rights, really. If the worst came to the worst and we lost to them, the bragging rights would be awful, wouldn't it? It really
got to
would
beat
be.
Arsenal first.
So, Forest have got to beat. Yeah, someone's just Elijah said Forest have got to beat Arsenal. Aggie's gone. I hate Coventry with a passion. I think I hate all Midlands clubs with a passion as well. All right, then, great. We shall speak to you again soon.
Yeah, take care.
Enjoy
Stay
your
safe.
shopping, pal.
Yeah.
Don't buy too much beer. See you later.
See you.
Different places has gone easy route. Yes, if we're going to be into the final again, Reedy, I want it the easiest route as possible.
I don't.
No, why?
I prefer. I'm not going to say I want the biggest team out already.
No, I understand.
I want to get a team like maybe Crystal Palace or a team like, I don't know. I'm trying to look through all the teams that have got through.
But why wouldn't you want someone like?
Because I want to get as many teams that are higher up knocked out as possible. So we've got an easy route when it gets close to the.
If we get the lower league teams, then there's less chance of us getting one of the bigger teams, and the bigger teams will play together. Can you imagine the next round if Man U drew Arsenal in the next round?
I guess that's one reason. Yeah, but
and if Palace drew Southampton, did they get through? If Palace drew Southampton, you'd be happy with that because then there's.
I guess but I'd still be happy to take one of the other ones that are left, like one of the still the Prem teams that are
a team like Watford, like Grace just put.
You know what I mean? That's mean. That team that you probably should be able to get past, and then you go through anyway.
Doncaster or Cambridge? Yeah, I'd want the easiest way possible. I mean, last year, what did we have?
Say Newcastle, but
what did we? Oh dear, what a shame! Hold on, I can't say anything because Gallagher shots normally watch, and I want to be careful what I say. So I'm not going to talk about Newcastle. That's another kettle of fish. That is. We need them for later on in the year. But last year, who did we play? We played Stoke in the first round, didn't we? Then Brentford, then Man U.
It was United, yeah. Brighton. It was Brighton, actually. We know Brighton, yeah.
Yeah. So we played a lot of Premiership teams last year, didn't we?
We showed we could do
the only ones we didn't play were Stoke, wasn't it? Stoke in the first round. All the others, Brentford, Brighton, Man U, Southampton.
Brentford last year was there?
Oh no, Brentford, of course they were. No, they were. I was thinking Premiership this year.
Yeah.
So the first two rounds, but there were still decent clubs though to beat, weren't there? There were hard games. But no, you want an easy. I think you want an easier. Keith Goddard's gone for Harrogate. I didn't know Harrogate were still in there, to be honest. Jeffrey JJ said, you guys heard anything about the Everton on Tuesday game being postponed? We'll just talk about this quickly before we go, because we've had a decent chat about it yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got enough players for Tuesday night, Reedy. Do you?
I think we have to. Like I say, with the team we had yesterday, I think they'd be like, well, if you've got the team to field that, then...
But the FA Cup, the FA and the Premier League are two different entities.
Yeah. No, I know that, yeah. But as well, I think Premier League mainly only postpones games due to COVID cases and not injuries, is it?
No, it's 13 plus goalkeeper. You need 13 fit-out players plus a goalkeeper. We've only got 8 and 3 goalkeepers. I'd have loved it if we'd been like 5 or 6 up and Schmeichel came on and played up front yesterday. I thought
is that senior or is it just...
First out of the 25, out of the originally 25, we've only got 8 first team players available for Tuesday night. The only problem is because these young lad, Alves, McAteer, Brunt, Campbell, Madhu Vaildu, or whatever his name is, they all played. Are they going to be classed as first team players now?
Well, like I say, they can't cancel it late, so they've got to make a decision soon because, like I say, tomorrow is the last day before it comes in. So,
well, it could be. They could do it Tuesday. They could. I know it would really mess you about because you're going on the bus, aren't you? If they're 2 hours before the game, they've done it before. That would be an absolute nightmare. That would. But they know the difference here, don't they? They know that we've only got 8 fit players.
I know what you mean.
The Premier League don't look at us as one of the big boys, do they? So
no,
we'll have to wait and see. Oh, Jono, let's just get Jono in. He's just joined us just for the last few minutes. You nearly didn't make it there, Jono. Nearly didn't make it there, pal.
I thought it started at 10:30, to be honest. I'm a bit late.
10 o'clock, pal. 10 o'clock. The famous Fox's Aftermath show can't be that famous in Newcastle, can it? Quick question. Had you spoke to any Newcastle fans since last night?
Yeah, they all don't want to talk about it.
All right, then. That's enough. You did the watch-along yesterday, pal. What did you think?
Really good. Daly Campbell's a bit iffy. I think he's a good player, but he's still got a lot more, like, he needs to mature a little bit with his tackles and stuff. But I thought Brunt was superb.
I agree with that.
Was it McAteer that came on?
Yeah.
He was really good.
Jason McAteer. Casey McAteer.
So all the youth players that came on really proved the point, but I think Chowdhury really proved the point. I think he could be a contender for being a centre back, not like fully, but if indeed he's that, I think he could be a centre back for the next few months because he's quality.
Morning, Michael, our American Fox, your co-host yesterday, Jono. Who do we want out of the club this week? I think he means transfers. If anybody was going to go, you two, who do you think would go? Michael's asked a good question there because I think we've got to sell before we buy. So who do you think would be going?
Who did Elijah say yesterday?
I think if it would be anyone, it would be someone like Mendy or something like that. Yeah. Somebody who doesn't really play. And when he does have a chance to play, he doesn't get in anyway. So
who's the centre back
or like Benkovic?
Benkovic, that's the one. Yeah, if he can't get into the team like yesterday's, not even on the bench, then he's gone. If Brendan doesn't rate him enough to put him not in front of Chowdhury in centre back, then he's gone.
There you go, Jamie. Kerry's comment. That was my outside shout.
Thoughts Albrighton? Yes. Mark Albrighton, he's the most underrated player out there, isn't he?
He was right back yesterday, and he was up and down that pitch like I don't know what.
Yeah, sorry, wrong one. Where he is? Hold on. Mark Albrighton, captain for the day. I think he's been captain before the odd game now and again. But yeah, he put a great shift in there, Kerry. I agree with you. But for me, Albrighton, fantastic player. He gives you that same week in, week out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from. Yes, he put a great shift in, but it's just that for me, Lewis Brunt coming into his first ever professional league game, playing in two different positions in the FA Cup. So for me, I understand where you're coming from, Kerry. Yeah, I totally agree with you there. So at different places has put the same. Albrighton's been so good, legend at the club. Yes, Michael was making a point that players that started for us yesterday were players that the fans were calling to be shipped. Yeah, I can understand where he's coming from with that. Yes, Perez. How do you think Perez played yesterday? Because I thought he had a half-decent game. A lot of people were saying he didn't, but I thought Perez had a decent game.
What you can get from Perez is his work ethic. If you put Perez in, he'll put in a shift. Like Albrighton, maybe he doesn't score all the time, maybe he doesn't put all do stuff that people want to see, but he puts in an effort. And I said, maybe he's not a starting 11 quality, but if he comes in as a sub, then he's going to put in a shift like he did in the FA Cup a few games ago. He puts in a shift, and I can rely on him to do the work.
I think the level that I think Perez for me was at yesterday was the same as Lookman. He didn't get a goal, but the off the ball runs and all that good stuff obviously made the play how it was. So I can't say bad about Perez, but I didn't see much that really took it out of me to say he was brilliant.
Michael, Mr. Swaz over there, Mr. Swag, sorry. Perez, Hamza, Vestergaard were all there for us. See, Vestergaard yesterday made some decent blocks, didn't he? I know he was caught out a couple of times, but he made some decent blocks. And I thought
he
didn't have the worst of games, but didn't have a great game. It was sort of in between. It was an average game, but he showed what he gives us, which is good. As long as people show and willing to improve, then I think that's where we should go in onwards and upwards, I think.
Yeah.
But Hamza for me was just, he really proved, people think he wasn't reliable because his tackles were quite outrageous. But yesterday he was so good.
But that's what I mean. I said to Jamie before the show that for me, yes, he was brilliant. But a few times, I don't want to be negative about him because he was brilliant yesterday, but the few times that he did have a bit of time on the ball and tried to think, what am I doing with it? He did mess up a few times. But again, that is just because he's not a defender, is he? He's more of a midfielder. So it's just being a bit more cautious with the ball.
I keep saying last question, but all the fans are great comments. All these comments are absolutely great. Lookman has to be getting a permanent deal now, surely. He's done more than what Under did last year, hasn't he, Jono?
Yeah, we have not replaced Mahrez yet. We can confirm we've not got a quality player like Mahrez to be in the right. But Lookman brings pace, he brings danger, he brings good counter attacking. We know he can shoot, he can score. He has the potential to become a good player for Leicester. So I wouldn't I'd happily take him on, definitely in the summer.
And you, Reedy, he's been better than under, hasn't he? I don't know his full figures. He could have been in double figures with goals if he'd stayed on side a few more times. But I even thought that Barnes one yesterday, what was the feeling in the crowd when he put the ball through and the linesman flagged? It was about a foot behind him.
I knew he was onside. Where you normally sit, Jamie, like we said before, the line.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, "Oh, it's offside the line." The flags up. I saw him run past a red. Top. So you knew he was onside. I called it.
Yeah. Your eyesight's better than the linesman then, pal, from yards further away. Josh Preston says, Lookman, what price? I mean, there was quotes of him being 15 million. Jono, do you think there would have been in his contract you can sign him for 15 million?
I hope so. I wouldn't say more than 20, but 15 million, I'll happily take him. We need the squad depth. When he's on the right-hand side, I'll definitely take him for 15.
This is the kind of thing I'm on about with Brendan. Lookman, who I wasn't really overwhelmed when we got him, has shut me up. Right, so should quality. Yes, I said about Lookman, he's a good player. He was a good player in the Fulham team. That's my view on Rodgers as well. Things are improving, slowly improving. And I'm willing to move over to the dark side, or am I on the dark side? I'm not sure. But I'm willing to move if the quality's there. And it's the same as different places. If there, then I will move. Just got to prove me wrong.
It's like Daka. People are saying, "Oh, why is he not getting game time and all that?" The moment he gets game time, he's showing up.
So he is, isn't he? He is.
I know what they're doing.
I think it's a bit like the first season syndrome, isn't it? Oh, God, I don't know what that was. A bit like the first season syndrome for some of the African players, isn't it? They take time to settle in. So hopefully we'll see the best. But I think we've seen quite a bit decent out of Dakar so far this year, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he'd have run them ragged yesterday, wouldn't he? Dakar would have.
He would have annihilated them.
Yeah, I think he would have. Everyone's saying, I've got 15 million in my head as well. Talking of Under scored the winner for Marseille yesterday.
Of course he did.
Under wasn't good enough for us. But I mean, he didn't fit into our formation. He didn't fit into our play style. But for other teams, brilliant. Good on him. He's proved himself.
I've not said anything bad.
You can't say anything bad about him because he hasn't played recently, has he? So
it's been good.
Anyway, lads, I'm going to. Yeah, they used to say that about. I won't go on to what I'm going to say now. Anyway, Jono, cheers for joining me. We're going to call it quits there. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Make sure it's 10 o'clock every morning. The famous Fox's Aftermath show is at what time, Jono?
9:30. I'm joking. It's 10.
It used to be 9:30 in the summer because of work.
Yeah.
In the winter, it's 10 o'clock. Remember that for next week, Jono. Remember that.
Yeah.
We shall see. And enjoy speaking to your Geordie friends later on today, pal.
Yeah, I will do. Don't worry.
All right. Just last question. I know people keep asking me questions. Danny Ward, he didn't really have a lot to do, did he?
He could have been on a chair with a cup of tea.
I think he
did stuff that Casper
did he make one
do.
save? Did he make one save? Oh, the one that did worry me when he came running out to the edge of the penalty box to collect the ball. Then he collected it, and I thought, why can't we see more of that?
Yeah. I said, why don't you teach Michael that?
Is that what you said? Is that what you said?
No, I said that to my dad. I went, teach Michael that then. Go on.
Yeah. Yes, Michael said he did make one great save, didn't he? But I can't remember him doing much more. So, but I think he commanded the area.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Danny Ward, he's a decent backup. Maybe Michael he was thinking about moving, but we'll have to wait and see on that, won't we? Because he wants Champions League football, but we shall see. Jono, cheers for joining us, and we'll see you through the week sometime. If not, we'll see you next weekend. See you later, pal. Thank you. Read it. You can go back to bed now. You can put your dressing gown on and go back to bed.
No, I'm all good. I'm awake now, ready for the day. Last day before back to work. So
Mr. Swag has said Michael is a world class. Yes, he is. He's a I take it, Mr. Swag, you've got a lunch break at the minute. I know it's about 1 o'clock in the morning there for you. So he must be on a lunch break at work at the minute, really. See, he works through the night, which I don't think you could able to do, would you?
I don't want to work through the night, mate.
But yeah, so cheers, Mr. Swag, for joining us. Oh yeah, just another thing. JJ got 45 minutes yesterday, didn't he?
I don't know. I have heard he did on the youth.
He got 45 minutes yesterday against Chelsea. I mean, I think they lost 3 or 4-0. I can't remember. But he got 45 minutes, and they played him at right back, and they played him at left back, and then 45 minutes. So it looks like they're going to try and fit him into the system, because at the minute I think we've got something like 5 fullbacks out, 6 centre halves out, 4 midfielders out. So we need players like that to come back. Oh, everyone's telling me it was 5-0 yesterday, but the under-23 team must have had the under-18 team in, really, because most of the under-23 team with the first team, weren't they?
Yeah.
But Reedy, we shall see you through the week.
Yes, you will.
Enjoy your day at work with the boss tomorrow. It should be fun. Were you talking about different rubbish and stuff like that? Make sure you got the tea. Make sure you got the milk and the tea bags ready, because I think you'll be doing a lot of that tomorrow.
Probably, yeah.
All right then, Reedy. I shall speak to you through the week, pal. See you later. Cheers, all. Right, another cracking Famous Foxes Aftermath show. Glad for joining us. Please, if you're watching, just like and subscribe and share. If you're on YouTube, just press that button, click on the YouTube link and subscribe. Please like this video. Do me a favor, like the video. And if you've got a comment and you're watching it on replay, there's a comment section on YouTube. Comment afterwards. Much appreciated. But one thing I've got to say before we go. The holders of the FA Cup are through to the next round. Yes, you heard it. The holders. We've now won 7 on the bounce in the FA Cup, the most in our history. 7 wins on the trot. You can't beat that. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. See you next week. Come on, Leicester.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.